Hello and welcome to my channel today, Boo Snakes and More. Today we're reading the book called Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. We'll be starting on chapter 2, page 19. And for more videos like this, watch my other half's channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff, my youngest son's channel, Henry's Toys and Games, or my oldest son's channel, Little Chris 10. Now let's dive into the video. The worn dirt path soon becomes a cobblestone street, taking us straight into the heart of Valentine's Town, and my eyes widen, not wanting to miss a single detail of the white, chalky stone homes that line the street. They look almost edible, with pink tiled roofs and hot framed windows. The stained glass reminds me of melted sugar, like you could press your tongue to it and it would surely taste sweet. I feel myself grinning as widely as Jack, urging him on until at last we reach the town center, marked by a stone fountain with a carved, cherry-cheeked baby at the top, identical to the flock of baby creatures we saw flying overhead. Just outside of town, I lean against the edge of the fountain, peering down at the water, which glistens a pale candy pink, nothing like the swampy green fountain back in Halloween Town, my reflection staring back. "Do you think we can drink it?" I asked, inching my hand closer to the water, certain it will taste like icing and marigold petals. But before my fingertips can break the surface, a cool, velvety voice speaks behind us. "It's nice to see two lovers in town." I straighten and look up, until at last, meeting the gaze of a woman who is a good foot taller than Jack. She is a tower wearing a long chiffon gown with tiny white embroidered hearts stitched into the cream fabric of her skirt. Her strawberry red hair is coiled up into a honeycomb beehive, with a gold heart barrette clipped softly at her temple. Visiting from elsewhere, she asked, vaguely tapping her rosebud lips with a long painted fingernail. Her skin is a soft pinkish hue, as if she's been eating too many rose petals and it has begun to change the color of her flesh. "I'm Jack Skellington," my husband announces, sticking out his hand, "the Pumpkin King from Halloween Town, and this is my bride, Sally, the Pumpkin Queen." Yes, good," she replies, ignoring his hand, as if she's uninterested in our names or the details of why we're here. She cares more about her own introduction. "I'm Queen Ruby Valentine, and this is my town." She trails a long, arrogant hand along one side of her dress in a flourished, wide, swooping curtsy. I marvel at how posed she is. A bloom with confidence. Even the features of her face are neat and organized, not a stray freckle out of place. She is a visual of what I've imagined perfect royal etiquette might look like, and I suddenly feel quite unqueen-like in her presence. "It's our first visit to Valentine's Town," Jack replies cheerfully, shoulders back, undaunted by this woman's regal demeanor. But Ruby's eyes suddenly snap away from us. Gee, she exclaims, a bleeding heart. Paulano, Paulano, I told you to rip these out as soon as you see them. A slim, high-waisted man appears as if he'd been crouched behind Ruby, awaiting any command she might thrust upon him. Wearing an apron, a straw sun hat, a long pale slacks, and clutching a pair of gardening shears. In his dirt-stained hand, he wiped out his forehead quickly. So sorry, Your Royal Highness, I must have missed this one. Ruby gracefully bends toward the ground, despite her heavy gown, and high heels, plucking a single flower with a blood-red center that had been growing up between the stone pavers that surround the fountain. She holds the flower up for us to see. Can't have these bleeding hearts. Growing so near the fountain, she says, her mouth contouring into a disgruntled little snarl. I blink at the tiny, harmless-looking flower, pinched between her fingers, summoning the question inside me as if I'm a child afraid to speak. Why's that? My voice sounds much too small, meager, and weak, not the words of a queen. Ruby flicks her gaze to me, her snarl softening. The cherubs dip their arrows into the fountain, of course, she says. It's like I should already know this, and I gaze down into the water, light shimmering across the surface, like little pink diamonds. Our love potion bubbles up from a natural spring beneath the fountain. She raises her perfectly plucked eyebrows at me. If a bleeding hot flower made its way into the fountain, then everyone who was struck by a cherub's arrow on Valentine's Day would suffer a broken heart instead of falling in love. She tosses the flower onto the ground and crushes it with the toe of her lollipop red high heel shoe. When she lifts her foot, Paulino, the man who stands with hands wiggling beside her, quickly skitters forward and retrieves the flattened flower from the ground. I'll burn it immediately, he says, then scours off. Ruby smiles softly. Please, then tilts her gaze back at Jake and me. Do you have a place to stay? Jake clears his throat. Not yet. Follow me, she says, with a flourish, her voice now sing-song, a collection of musical notes, as though a bird is resting at the back of her throat, and she leads us away from the fountain. We pass a calf where the scent of raising dough fills the air, and a dentist's office with a painted window that reads half-price cavity repair. Then in smaller print, free lollipop with each tooth remover. The people who stroll past us, doughy-eyed and full-cheeked, always seem to be in pairs, arms woven together, secret words whispered into each other's ears. They sit side by side on calf patios, faces nestled together, kisses planted on bare necks, and many of them have tulips pinned at their lapels or tucked neatly into shirt pockets, while others have wired flowers braided into their hair. Love is embedded into every seam and stitch of this town. It's inescapable, and I feel the dead leaves in my chest swelling and swimming at the sight of it all. Another block more, and Ruby stops in front of a brick building. Above us, the swaying wooden sign reads, Lovebird Inn. Wait here, she says, winking, then disappears into the narrow doorway. Moments later, she reappears, clutching a silver key. You'll be staying in one of the colleges around back. They're perfectly quaint and well appointed. You should be quite happy there. Jake smiles, taking the key from her. Splendid, thank you. Ruby recesses a stray pin that has come loose from her wavy, cherry red hair. Just as her eyes flash upwards, slow down, she shouts. Above us, a clot of winged babies flutter over the town before disappearing into the distance. Ruby lets out an irritated sigh. The cherubs are so unruly this time of year. Restless little troublemakers. She gives me a look as if I should have an idea of what she's talking about. They grow bored with nothing to do, just waiting for February for Valentine's Day. So they fly and pack, stirring up all sorts of mischief. She blows out a quick breath through her nostril. Cherubs can only be trusted on Valentine's Day. The rest of the year, they're an awful nuisance. Ruby peers at me with her soft chocolate eyes, gaze roving from my feet to the top of my head, like she's surveying my appearance for the first time. She tilts her head and plants a delicate hand on her hips. Your hair is a little dull for a queen, she remarks. My stylist could weave in a few curls, maybe a highlight or two. Have you looking a little more? She taps a fingernail against her bottom lip. Well, like me. A smile sparks in her clear, dark, dewy eyes. I'd be happy to make an appointment for you while you're here. I shake my head quickly, not liking the prying feel of her eyes on me. The sharp, appraising look. I don't think. I started picking at the loose thread on my left wrist, making it worse. No, thank you. She shrugs, turning her attention up the street where two lovers are entangled in the doorway of a chocolate shop. A tall, lean, dark-haired man reciting words to a man with curly blonde hair and freckles, a poem that it seems he's written himself. The words scribbled onto a pink piece of paper he holds in his palm. Ruby sighs softly as if caught in the sweetness of the moment, the tenderness between two people madly, deliriously in love. She wipes at her eye, as if a tear is about to fall. Then she turns to look back at Jack and me. Say, she begins, her eyelashes fluttering. You two wouldn't happen to know someone named William Shakespeare? Jake lifts the brows above his hollow eyes. Sorry, no. Ruby lets out a long, troubled sigh, plucking at her full, painted lips. He writes the most beautiful sonnets, and I'm certain he is my one true love, but I'm having a terrible time finding him. Jack pauses and we share a look. There are many books in Jack's library written by William Shakespeare, beautiful, often tragic stories. But they are rather old, and I'm certain William Shakespeare is good and dead. Quite some time ago now. But I give Jack a quick shake of my head, not wanting to break Ruby's heart by telling her as much. If we come across him, Jack adds, with a gentle smile, we'll certainly send him your way. Thank you. Ruby's mouth curves upward, even while her eyes betray a glimmer of sadness. I hope you both enjoy your stay with us. It should be a lovely day to stroll the city. Make sure you stop at Romeo's Delicatessen. They make the most divine cream teardrops you've ever had in your life. I have no idea what a caramel teardrop is, but I'm certain Romeo's Delicatessen is named after Romeo from Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet, a reminder of the man who Ruby has never met but loves anyway. She gives us a quick curtsy before turning away and squatting down the cobblestone street. I watch her a moment as she stops to speak to shop owners and townspeople, shaking hands in a queenly silhouette against the sugared hot carved background of her town. I'm certain I don't cast quite as streaking a queenly figure in Halloween Town. I'm all rounded edges and deadly spilling out from loosened seams. I'm nothing like her. Thank you for watching this video, and peace out to the next one.